Hi to all and welcome to this November Divine Masculine reading. So, as I was saying into the previous reading that I just done for the Twin Flames General, where we saw the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, in this one instead we are going to do a deep dive into the dynamics of the thoughts, feelings, actions, and whatever of the Divine Masculine in November towards the Divine Feminine. And if you're watching this reading in October, please go and check the Twin Flames readings, the two of them that I done already for October, and also love readings, axis readings, and everything is there. But here we go. Without further ado, I've been very good, not even a minute I took away. We are going to start with the symbolon, and we are going to see which kind of energy does this divine masculine has towards his divine feminine in the month of November of 2025. So let's have a look. Please, angels and guides, please show us the energy of the divine masculine towards his divine feminine in November of 2025. So let's have a look. We're going to get 3 cards and see. Start with the first one. And okay. So here I am sensing an energy. Now, I do not recall the name of each card, okay, because there are quite a lot and they are not in English, but it's really the sensation that they give you. This is a beautiful deck. So it gives me the idea that this particular divine masculine is like as if he's, I say he because for me it comes more natural, but could be a she. We're talking about the runner here. They're making amends. They have realized that they have not been completely fair with their divine feminine. They did not give her what all of the understanding and also the importance that she has in his life. And for that, they're now making amends. It's like as if they're going within. They already went within, but they're still there. They're going within and trying to, how can I say, conglomerate, incorporate this understanding that now they have their divine feminine, with also making peace with the fact that they did not get it earlier. Can you see this figure behind? It reminds me of a bishop in the Catholic credo, but could be of any kind of religion or whatever. But the sensation here that I'm getting is that there has been an illumination from above to the divine masculine of the understanding of who the divine feminine really is and how important she is in his life. And now they're kind of feeling I need to make amends. Okay, now let's see the next card. This card came out in October again, okay, but in the first position, and it comes together. So what I see, if again I repeat, if you're watching this in October, go and have a look at this divine masculine reading because it makes sense. Okay, so here we have got a divine masculine making amends after understanding that they have been unfair to the divine feminine. So here we see the divine masculine giving judgment to the divine feminine here, maybe not believing the depth of the connection, maybe blaming her for whatever. And now we see the change from November. Okay, but let's keep going. Okay, so this was there, definitely not that. And here we've got the different card. Now, here what I'm sensing is that the divine masculine here is ready to take a new approach. Now, if this came at the start and this would have been the divine masculine acting the fool, like in the tarot, moving to whatever. But because here I see a progression from the month of October, divine masculine realizing he's been unjust with his divine feminine and now trying to make amends. And by making amends within himself, he will also try to make amends to his divine feminine and taking a completely different approach that maybe he hasn't taken before. Okay? Now they're quite, because there is no name and because, as I said, I can't remember all the names. It's just the explanation, but they're very, very clear. Now, let's see with the Osho Zen instead. How is the divine masculine living his life on the day-to-day basis? So it's not particularly in connection with your relationship, with your twin flame relationship, even though if it comes out, I will explain that. But let's have a look more in general. So what is the energy of the day-to-day life of the divine masculine at the moment? Okay, so these are all turned, that's fine. So flowering. Yes, and it makes sense. Now here we are connecting the two energies. The divine masculine is like, because of coming to this understanding of who the divine feminine is for him, is really starting to pick up again, blossoming and wanting to create something new with that. I'll call it the Fool, okay? And there is a beautiful energy. It's like as if the divine masculine has found again wishful thinking. Because when he realized that he's been unjust to his divine feminine, here I sense that he really went within himself. He didn't like feeling the reality of what he had done. Okay, now let's take another card and see. And here we've got the creator. I told you he wants to create something new. And for me, this is connected. So even though we asked for a general energy, day-to-day life of the divine masculine, but I feel them very strongly, they're meshed. The two things are connected. So the divine masculine wants to create something new. And we saw that as well into the November twin flame general reading. You know, if you haven't watched it, please go and see. He wants to create something new. It's time. The blossoming, it's coming. It's time. I understood my mistakes. I am very sorry. And now it's time for me to move forward towards my divine feminine in a completely different way, so that we can create together and blossom together. And here we've got politics. Okay, so this, I sense that this is not the divine masculine, and this card came up as well in the month of October, but it was a different story. It was in a different position here, and it was because of a different reason. But here the politics is more of the divine masculine deciding that he wants to really start co-creating and creating with his divine feminine. And if there is anybody around his circle, so if there is family, friends or whatever, that they don't approve, or they're trying to tell him, oh, but you know, but this and that, it's like as if the divine masculine is putting up a front to them to say, oh yeah, you're right. But then behind their back, not behind his twin flame, his divine feminine back, would then keep going and coming towards the divine feminine. This is very interesting. Now let's go to the main part of the reading, and we are asking from the divine masculine side only. So let's see, what is the divine masculine feeling at the subconscious level? We already asked about his feeling at the conscious level in the previous reading. So let's see, what is the divine masculine feeling for his divine feminine at the subconscious level in the month of November of 2025? Let's have a look. And here we've got the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups here for me, again, it reminds me very much of that first card. I'll just bring it over and see if you can. Can you see the face as well? This is not so much a face for me or a feeling of boredom that I'm getting. It's a feeling of regret. It's not so much like the spilled milk of the Five of Cups, where there is the emotions are really, really turbulent. Here there is a sadness. There is a deep, deep sadness. So the divine masculine, the subconscious level, here makes me feel okay. I have tried other connections in the past or before my twin flame or after my twin flame, but my divine feminine is the one. And now I'm very sad. Okay, so let's see now what the divine masculine hoping is going to happen next. What does the divine masculine hope is going to happen next between himself and his divine feminine? Let's have a look. And here we've got the Queen of Wands. Now, in the previous reading, in his feelings, we've got the King of Wands. Here we've got the Queen of Wands. Couples, divine twin flames, couples, fire energy, wands. So, in his hopes, the divine masculine is really hoping that his divine feminine and himself can come together and finally be a complete and recognized at every level, both in this earth and above. So as above, so below, their connection, their union. And also, if we talk about more about here, what do they hope? What does he hope is going to happen? First of all, he hopes that his divine feminine still feels him. Here we've got the black cat that is very intuitive, that his divine feminine still feels him. Okay, and also that she's still very passionate about him and very passionate about the relationship. Let's see his fears. So what is the divine masculine afraid it might happen next between himself and his divine feminine? So let's have a look. Knight of Pentacles, that things are going to go too slow. So here we see a divine masculine that wants to put the pedal to the metal. I might call this reading like that. Pedal to the metal. Okay? He doesn't want things to move slowly. He has made his decision, as we saw in the previous reading, of what he wants. Of what he wants, of what is, he would like to do, what he's thinking of doing, and certainly he doesn't want to do it slowly. He wants things to move forward. He wants a reconnection. He wants to be in his divine feminine energy again, in her presence. Okay, so let's see now. So subconscious, wish, afraid. Now we'll see if there is a blockage. Is there a blockage from his side? Yeah, the Seven of Swords, exactly the same card that came out in the October reading for the divine masculine in the blockage position. What is his blockage? His blockage is that he understands that he was the one that created this rupture between himself and his divine feminine in the first place. Why? Because he was running. This is the card of running away. He is very, very aware of the problems that his behavior had created within the connection, within the relationship. And that's why he's so sad as well. Like here and there. But let's see now, what does the divine masculine wants from his divine feminine in November? The Star, the healing card. This is very connected to the general reading that I just done. So what he wants from his divine feminine is healing of the situation, for herself to heal as well, because he realized that he hurt her. And also he wants a reconnecting again. She is his wish, because you wish upon a star. This is the card also of communication through internet. Okay, let's see what he needs from his divine feminine. Now we know We always know what we want. We don't always know what we need. But let's have a look. So what does the Divine Masculine need from his Divine Feminine in November? And here we've got the Four of Pentacles. What he needs is, from his point of view, so from his point of view, he needs the Divine Feminine of not letting go of this connection, of this relationship. If we are looking at it from the outside, from a perspective of how this dynamic needs to come into balance between the two polarities, between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, I strongly sense that whatever the Divine Feminine is doing at this very moment in time is not to give in the way of saying, if the Divine Feminine, whatever started already, or she's going to feel this need in the month of November of being more assertive and say, look, you have come back, that's fine. But this needs to be done this way because otherwise things are not going to work out. I feel that that is another thing that the Divine Feminine should keep into consideration. Let's see now what is the most likely scenario of what is going to happen from the Divine Masculine side in the month of November. So let's have a look. Three of Cups, a reunion. Parting and getting back together. Could be a coffee, could be something, but here we see a reunion. This is an absolutely beautiful reading, and it's connected to the October reading, the Divine Masculine. October reading very, very much is the continuation of that, and also it's very connected to the Twin Flames general reading for this month of November. So please remember to go and have a look. I'm delighted. I'm over the moon. So this is the most likely scenario from the Divine Masculine side. That means that he would ask, he would go. I can see, and we also from the general reading for November, that there is an opening, there is communication restarting. Things will flow much better. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment. This will really help, the viewing going up again. I have been away for so long, years, and now it's a bit slow, but with your help, if you enjoy it, I will be able to come up again, viewing numbers. If you would like a private reading with me, the link, it's in the comment box below. And loads of reading coming up in November. There is plenty of reading in October as well being done. Axis reading, love readings, and I will be doing the same for the month of November. So thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.